Ow! You're hilarious.
It's the final countdown.
It sure is.
Good morning.
Rock here.
Nancy here.
You're up in the
How's
house.
everybody doing? Oh my
Yep,
goodness.
yep,
It's
yep.
Tuesday morning.
It's Tuesday morning.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a bit snowy, but you know,
Hey,
we're in Canada.
it's winter.
It's the way it is.
What can you expect?
If you wake up today and you're like, oh, not this again. Were you born yesterday? Like, what happened? You know?
That song, eh? Just really
This song I just played?
yeah. It really pumps you up, doesn't it?
It's like riding a horse. That's how it feels for me. I don't know.
It does. It's awesome.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. How's everybody doing?
How is everybody-
Cheers.
Cheers, of course.
Start the morning off right with a sun-kissed smoothie.
That's good. It's good. It's thick. I won't be drinking it right now. I'll save it.
You'll save it, yes.
Savor it later.
Which one's your favorite smoothie?
I like the chocolate one.
Yeah, the chocolate.
Come
one's
on!
good. Yeah.
Should you even
This
ask
one's
it?
good too.
It's alright. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean they're all really good.
They're
I'm
not
gonna-
all really good. The kitchen sink one was like,
No, that's not even on my website. So it's like it was just like whatever I can grab. Because I'm really adamant about sticking to the grocery budget. I want to stay within
Yeah.
a certain amount
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
So then I don't have buyer's remorse.
listen, I'll tell you something that I really like about us here in this house. We don't waste groceries.
No, rarely.
We don't throw out leftovers. We don't. Very rarely do we throw out things that go bad because we're always eating them before.
Yeah.
I mean, I can seriously say one meal out of like 30 maybe
Right.
has some leftover that's thrown out. Not like never. No, it's not part of our realm.
No. I mean, I think it's part of us living with the simple life. I mean, we appreciate everything that we have in our household, including food, especially food, actually.
Yeah.
Because food is thy medicine.
Come on.
So, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Good
Come
morning,
on.
Mike. Good morning, Niece. Good morning, Nizan. Oh my goodness.
You guys want to hear a funny story? I
Yes.
was working out this morning.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I've got these bands, these rubber bands.
Wasn't
They
so
look
funny at
like
the
big
time.
rubber bands. And I had it like in a strap in the wall, like in the door.
He's been
and I was
whipped.
pulling hard and the strap broke and I work out like in my underwear because I'm in my own house. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
And the elastic slapped me really hard in the chest. I would show you the line, but I might get blocked for too much sexiness here. I
No,
don't know.
it's true. It's true. You have to be.
Big red line across my upper abs.
Needless to say, you've
I
been
was
whipped this morning.
pissed. I was pissed, man. I took off the gloves and threw the gloves. And I had to compose myself because I was like, God damn it. That hurt. It's like a big pink belly. Do you
Yeah,
ever-
you've been whipped.
It hurt. It hurt
You've been whipped
bad.
this morning.
And the
Not by
band,
me.
the band landed like flat on the chest. Like
Yeah.
the line
Yeah.
is a flat strap. It's like
We
I was
are, we're having
beat
trouble
a
with our
belt.
bands. Like 2 years ago,
Anyways.
no, actually like 4 years ago now, I was using bands and I was doing lats pull down with the bands, and then the thing came off and hit me right in the cheek, and it was like,
Yeah, well, that's kind of like, you know, I'm just gonna say
no,
that's
that was my fault.
kind of, yeah, because you put your rubber band on a nail that wasn't even screwed in,
No, I
and
know.
the nail came loose. You're
I
lucky you
know.
didn't get the nail in the eye.
I know.
Just saying.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. But hey,
We said
I
it,
mean, we use
I got go, Liam.
we use what we have, so
That's right.
so that's what we do.
Yeah.
No, it's great that you mentioned that, because I was reflecting on that this morning, because we were listening to, and this week is about, there's a book for that, about how you can train your mind to be more at peace and
Mm-hmm.
find more joy in your internal world, despite of what your external world looks like.
Yep.
And I was reflecting on that, and I was like, I love that quality about myself, especially how I really love and appreciate what I already have. I don't need any extra to make me happy. Happier.
Yeah,
and
we're very content here.
I really like
Got
that,
a great
because
place, close to Naomi's school, close to your work. I mean,
yeah, we have everything that we need.
Yeah.
And I think it's partially is because I've always been. I grew up that way, like always feeling that way, like a lot of stuff happened in my external world, but for some reason I always felt quite content, quite.
But we've only adopted this mindset about being content and happy more so lately than ever.
More so lately, definitely.
Because I mean, we all have this, even us have this kind of scarcity mindset where we looking at other people driving snow machines, driving quads. These are all things I like to do, and I used to have my own stuff, and now I don't have it anymore. It's like, oh, I'm a bit jelly.
Yeah. No, it's true.
But at the same time, it's like, well, I'm super happy with what I have, so it's not about that.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be content.
Yeah, partially I'm naturally inclined to appreciate what I already have, and it also, with practice, with practicing gratitude each and every day about the simplest thing, it actually wires your brain to appreciate the simplest things.
My point to that was, I don't want to cut you off, but I feel like
you did twice.
It's well, you're a blabbermouth.
I know. Well, hey, I mean, we're gonna put the show on.
So my point to that is, even though you are content in where you are, or you're working towards being content, grateful, and all that stuff, doesn't mean you can't aspire to have anything more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm in an apartment right now, 2-bedroom apartment, and it's very convenient right now. It's working out right now. It doesn't mean that I want to be here forever.
No.
It just means that right now, in this moment, I'm content. We have everything we need, hot water.
Yeah, a lot of people have the notion of, if I'm content,
it's not good enough.
If I'm content with this, and I'm grateful with this, that means I'm settling.
No, it's not that.
But the thing is, it actually works backwards. I mean, if you are content and appreciate what you already have, then that gives you that momentum to aspire to other things.
Well,
too. Yeah.
And we all have, I think we talked about this yesterday, about us humans having this kind of void. Do you feel this? Like, always this we need more. We need more.
Well, I don't feel like that though.
Well, I'm less and less.
Yeah.
But if you're not aware, you will look at other people that have more material things, and you may be wanting something like that.
Right.
And once you get that, then you're just going to see somebody else with more stuff, and then you're going to want, a lot of us are like that, guilty.
I think one thing is about, maybe you feel like that towards stuff. I feel more like that about accomplishing. I want to accomplish more.
Yeah. I'm with that too.
And I think that's where, and I think my highest self, I'm going to go there with you guys. My highest self is naturally inclined to appreciate, and with practice makes it easier to appreciate what I already have. But then when my ego steps in, then I go into this scarcity mindset. That is what
we go for.
Bottom line is.
We go for walks, and she will be in admiration of every single tree. Every single, even the dog poop.
I even took a picture of a tree yesterday because it was
I'm like, has if somebody didn't pick up the dog shit. She's like, yeah, but look how big it is. She's always it's just oh, thank God I have her. Otherwise, I'd be like a negative. I was gonna say negative Nancy, but no.
No, we balance each other out.
Yeah, we do all right.
Yesterday, I was in awe. I walk home. I worked late. I worked till 8:00, and I walk home, and there's this. This tree, and I posted it last night, and just this tree that's fully lit.
Still has the Christmas lights.
Fully lit. I'm like, man, this is such a nice tree. And the picture doesn't even do justice. And I let myself...
Did you hug it?
No, I couldn't. It has a bunch of needles. But I let myself be in awe, and I think that's the message here today, is just being in awe of your surroundings, your stuff, when you go for a walk, the things that you see.
And the book. I can see clearly now. Let's segue into that.
Yes, let's segue into that.
So Dr. Wayne Dyer, this book is basically all of the moments in his life where he remembered that led him to where he was at the end of his life, which was a world-renowned speaker, if you're in that circuit, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't like to use the word guru very often, but he was certainly called the grandfather of motivation, something like
Inspiration, spiritual journey.
So he talks about how when he was 7 years old, he had these
even
experiences.
He was 3.
He just remembered all these things. And my point to that is, if we all do that, we all just sit and think about our past, we can see all of the moments that the decisions we made, whether good or bad, that led us to exactly where we are now, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be fearful of that. We shouldn't be fearful of saying, or I should say, hard on ourselves. We shouldn't be hard on ourselves when we see those situations. We just have to learn from them and adapt and try not to repeat the same mistakes. How often do we repeat the same mistakes and then say, why isn't my life getting any better? Well, it's because we're not getting better as individuals, and the cycle just keeps repeating.
Yeah. Well, the brain is on automatic.
The brain,
I mean, So yeah, my main takeaway now, and in this book, it's my third time listening to it. It's
Me
just
too.
it really, he's such a great storyteller, and then it makes you see things a different way. Like it really shifts your perception. And when he talks about his earliest memory of when he was a toddler, and they were waiting for the bus to arrive, and then they got snowplowed, literally, and full of slush, and his brothers and his mom were super upset, and he was just like, great, more snow to play with. So he saw the positive in the negative situation, and that was his natural inclination to do that for the rest of his life. And then even like when he was through a series of foster homes, he would have other foster kids come in, and they would call out Wayne to help him calm down the other foster kids who are upset of losing their parents naturally, and saying, this is a really great place, there's you know, there's no parents here, you can do whatever you want. And it was just really,
he talks about all those things. Even when he was in detention, he found a book on the table which led to a lot of things for him, an opening of his mind.
Right.
And it's like, sometimes we go through these moments in our life, and we're so, like even the negative ones. I want to talk about,
I think especially the negative ones.
Especially the negative ones.
Pain is the greatest teacher.
When we are in those negative moments, if we can detach ourselves by how we feel and start taking the mindset of, what can I learn? What can I learn here? What is the lesson? You know?
Yeah, pain is our greatest teacher. And what led him to the principal's office is because he didn't want to follow silly essays or like silly rules that to him it was like, I need to work this full-time job, which I love, and I like to help provide for my family, and I don't want to be bothered by this lame essay that takes away the time of doing that.
Exactly.
So he gets in trouble, but then what gets him into the office is, and then he sees like there's no accidents. Where he sees this book, and then it's
a really great audiobook. I would recommend
my goodness, guys,
just because it's a great story. You know, it's just a great story.
Great story. Great way to shift your perception. If you just,
I can see clearly now. You put it in the thing.
Yeah, I can see clearly now, and I think it's honestly, like, I'll go. In the summer months, I would go for 3 hours for a bike ride just because I'm listening to his book, and I don't want to continue listening to it.
I'm like, where are you? Hello.
Wait, I leave at 6 in the morning so I can come back at 9, so it's not like I'm taking up the whole day. But anyway, and one of his main...
If I don't text her, she's gone all day.
No.
What?
But one of my main takeaways is that, and I really aspire to that, was when we first moved here, I was in the midst of trying to slow down not quit smoking, quit drinking, but he influenced my decision of quitting smoking. Why do I keep saying quitting smoking?
Because you're tu fumes à cachette?
Quitting drinking, because if I want to serve at a higher level, in that moment in time, every time I would have a drink, it would disrupt my gut, and it would
You're like allergic to it, basically.
I don't know, but it would disrupt my gut, and it would make me feel anxious. That would just cloud my inspiration to teach others in ways that can improve their lives and achieve their goals and stuff like that. So I don't know, just a lot of takeaways, a lot of aha moments listening to that book. I really recommend it.
Lisanne was saying, yes, what is the lesson in this situation? So the best way, well, maybe not necessarily in this situation, but to find your answer, you got to stay still. You just got to be like, okay, I'm here. This is happening to me or for me, right? Depending on your mentality. I would like to say for me. What can I learn from this? And you have to, like I said, you have to calm the emotional state down. When we're in an emotional state, we are not rational because we're full of other chemicals, and we're like, whether it's happy, sad, or whatever, or angry, you need to breathe.
Yeah.
I always tell people, before you make a big decision, take 3 deep breaths and then ponder for a second and then make the decision. Because a lot of the decisions we make are impulse, specifically when it comes to buying stuff. It's just impulse. I should buy a boat.
No,
you know,
but to speak to that, and I actually talked about that in my course, is that because when you have all the cortisol and adrenaline rushing through your veins, it really stops you from thinking clearly.
You can't think rationally.
And then it really stops you from like really making good informative decisions and to enhance your creativity and all of that.
Exactly. Because when you're like in an emotional state, you are often engaging the fight or flight mechanism of your body.
Absolutely.
So you cannot make a rational decision when your gut instinct is telling you to run or to fight, right? That type of thing.
Yeah.
And you see that in animals, right? Sometimes when animals are being chased by a predator, they'll run through trees and stuff. They're not even thinking. They're just running. But then once they stop being chased and they feel safe, they go back to grazing.
Yeah.
So my point to that is, you got to get yourself back to the grazing state of your mentality, the calm relaxation. Deep breathing will often help with that.
Okay, here's the thing. We're only supposed to be in a state of fight or flight for short bursts at a time and then always return the parasympathetic, the rest and digest and repair response where your body can work efficiently. It's
like burning the candles from both ends all the time. I see people do that all the time.
It's
stress.
It's like,
but I'm sick, now I have arthritis. I'm like, yeah, well, you're too much go. You never rest, and that's why.
Yeah.
You know?
So awareness is definitely key.
Awareness.
Setting the tone to your day is like just training your mind.
These little things, right?
All these things, listening to something that will
positive reinforcement.
Improve your awareness, mindset, and I think breathing, of course, and really appreciate.
I want to give them a little bit of a tidbit before we leave there.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering who to listen to, who to motivate you, whatever, you go on Google, YouTube specifically, and just type in motivational morning speech. Just type in that. Often people have made compilations of different people speaking.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they'll list them below.
Yeah.
So if you say to that, I'm not really resonating with that one, but this one was good, and you can go and research that person's name and say, well, I like that guy or that girl or whatever.
Yeah, that's how you find out your different teachings.
Get a variety of things.
Absolutely.
Anyways, let's wrap it up. Come on.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. As always, we love you. Where's the background music?
I know.
Come on.
I think.
There we go. As always,
we love you. We're thinking about you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Enjoy the.
Be a good person. Stay